Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Michael Maloney Show. I am your host, Michael Maloney. Gosh, it's been a couple weeks since I've been on. I've actually been very focused on self-improvement the last few weeks. I've been on a couple different trips. Very excited to be able to go on those and fortunate. Just another great couple opportunities to meet some new people on earth, just some go-getters, people that think very similar to me, about mindset and growth and attitudes towards growth. So it's just great being around those people. Learned a lot about specific tactics and ways to go about writing content and being impactful. So all great stuff. It's been a crazy couple weeks too, with spring now coming up upon us. My landscape construction company is really starting to take off, and we're starting to really start to move our gears there. So it's just been a crazy couple of weeks. But one thing that I like to remind myself is that when I'm busy, I should be grateful, because there's nothing worse than sitting idle and not having stuff to do. So even though life can be hectic sometimes, I'm so grateful, and I'm just so blessed, I'm just so grateful for the opportunity. So once again, thanks for coming in today. Today's episode is actually relatable to pretty much everyone, but it's actually it's very relatable, or it's very useful for someone who is in a leadership position, or is a parent, or and like I said, really anyone, because you almost need to use this philosophy when you're dealing with yourself too, to kind of like practice your preach per se. But what I want to talk about today is leadership and the ways to go about leadership. Now, all of you out there listening, just think to yourself, do I need leadership, or how often do I use leadership? And more than like, or even more specifically, how often would it pay to practice my preach and lead by example? In what ways would it benefit my life if I practice my preach and led by example? So I'm convinced that the only way to lead is by example. If you want people to follow you, they must trust you, and they must know that you would do what you are requiring them to do. And it might not even be in that moment that you would do it, or that you need to do it at that time, but that you've done it before in your life. But the main thing here is, if you're going to tell someone to do something, one, you better do it that way, and you better be willing to do it. And if you're not willing to do what you're asking other people to do, if you're not willing to lead by example, then you need to get out of the position that you're in, because it's not healthy for you or for the people that you're leading. You're not going to be an effective leader. When I think about my companies, I I have multiple employees that look up to me for multiple things. And I also look up to them for a lot of things too. We're a team, but as a leader, they know that I expect a lot out of them. And so if I just went and lived my life in a way that I didn't expect a lot out of myself, how how would they how would they receive my message? It's not going to be it's just not going to work, right? So by proving that you're willing to do what you are asking your followers to do, you become so much more impactful. And I believe that it is imperative in life to lead that way. It's the only way, because you can't build a team on top of a bad reputation, or when people don't respect you, it's impossible for them to put in that extra effort day after day after day. After a while, it's just going to be like, why are we following this guy, right? So I challenge anyone listening to this to work really hard to lead by example. And when we lead by example, we practice our preach. I think that's one of the easiest ways to think about it. Practice what you're telling people to do. So I challenge everyone listening to go out today and lead by example. Do what you can to prove to your peers that you would do what you're asking them to do. Act in a way that you are requesting your employees or your kids or your friends or whatever it may be to act, and see how it affects your ability to transpond what you or to manifest what you want to create. Because teams that are in sync can get a lot done, but teams that are out of whack and don't have very much leadership do not get things done. And if you're in tune with your goals and what you want to accomplish in life, you want to lead. You want to lead positively and effectively. Once again, this podcast is on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. Please continue to share. I'm excited. Over the next few weeks, I have literally almost 10, it might actually be over 10 people that I'm going to be interviewing. We're going to rack up a bunch of episodes that we'll be sharing more religiously every single Wednesday. I know we've taken a couple off the last couple of weeks. I apologize for that. Like I said, it's just been a crazy couple of weeks, been focused on a lot of great content, but it unfortunately affected my ability to release episodes. But like I said, we're going to be doing a bunch of recordings in a short amount of time, and we're going to have them all edited up so that we can just release them every Wednesday to give you guys some great content. But yeah, thanks for coming in today. Once again, just make it a great day. You have to decide to make it a great day. Love you all, and thanks for the support. God bless.